Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On The Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna, this is my mom Gina.
He is the journalist.
She's the enthusiast.
I am enthusiastic because of course we're talking about college football.
Yes, it is our week 6 review for this year's college football season.
We're getting into week 7.
We are almost at that halfway point, basically the halfway point.
Yeah.
As there will now be games almost every day throughout the week because they got to get these games played.
Right.
Now it'll be like FCS games and some of the mid-major teams.
But we love football, so we'll watch it all day, every day,
all the time. We got a ESPNU game on, ESPN
right
Classic
now.
game. Yeah, exactly. The
Texas and Oklahoma.
1990, Red River rivalry game, Texas and OU. On TV right now. So
there was some BS on the other channels. But real quick, we do have a little NFL breaking news. You want to talk about what's going on with Adrian Peterson?
Well, yeah, Adrian Peterson just came out today. Adrian Peterson is now an Arizona Cardinal. We all know in the offseason he declined his contract negotiations with the Minnesota Vikings. And so he decided to go with the free agent route, which it's his right to do. And every team that he visited said, we're not going to pay you the money that you want. So he decided to end up, he basically just signed with the Saints for
disaster,
basically minimal money.
Disaster.
And it was a disaster from the start. And so now he has been traded to the Arizona Cardinals. Now that will be a good move for him as they need a running back. David Johnson has been injured. He won't be back until December with that wrist injury, and they have had limited run game. So Adrian Peterson will work well in that offense. But, yeah, that's breaking news as today.
It is. All right, well, let's jump in. We got to get through the AP Top 25 and then our predictions. And we got a lot to talk about with college. All right, so why don't you do the top 10? And
okay, there's not too much movement for the most part. It's really just Alabama and Clemson are dominating the top 2 spots. Penn State is now number 3. Then you got Georgia at 4. Then you've got UW at 5, TCU at 6, Wisconsin at 7, Washington State, actually surprised about that, being at 8, and then Ohio State 9, and Auburn at 10.
And then number 11 is Miami, 12 is Oklahoma, who dropped out of the top 4 after a big loss, which we will talk about. Then USC is number 13, Oklahoma State is 14, Tech is 15, Notre Dame is 16. Michigan, after a big shocking loss, is 17, down from number 7. University of South Florida is 18. San Diego State is 19. I still don't believe in them. And NC State is 20.
Yeah, Michigan State with a upset win is now 21. Central Florida is 22. Stanford is 23. Texas Tech has now moved up to 24. And then Navy, with a big win over Air Force, is now 25. So some of those teams, you'd say, hey, they're moving up, they're winning games, and some of those, it's kind of like, all right, that's about where they were the last couple weeks. So we do want to talk about some teams, though, that have not looked well throughout the season.
Well, should we go through our picks and then finish with that?
Yeah, okay. I'm getting to that.
My bad. It's your show.
I'm trying to just explain to folks what we're doing here. Yeah. I was going to get to that, saying that there are some teams that have not played well this year. We will get to that. But let's get to the picks. As we did do some predictions over the weekend. Why don't you lead us off with some of those predictions?
I'm really sorry. Well, we picked 10 games, and we ended up, Adam was 500 at 5-5, and I randomly ended up at 6-4. So I'm actually leading this year on winning picks. But we'll start, I'm going to end with that one. We have Penn State at Northwestern. We both picked Penn State, and they did win. We did have K-State at Texas, and we both picked K-State, but Texas won. Alabama and A&M, we both picked Alabama, but that was a really good game. Alabama did win, but A&M played it close, which is what we said needed to happen. Then LSU, coming off a loss to Troy, played at Florida, and we both picked we both picked Florida, and LSU surprised everybody and won. Then you have Michigan State at Michigan. We both picked Michigan like everybody else did, and Michigan State pulled one out. Ole Miss at Auburn. We both picked Auburn. Auburn won handily. Washington State at Oregon is where we split. I picked Washington State and you picked Oregon. Washington State pulled that one out. The Miami at Florida State. We both picked Miami. They won handily. And then Louisville at NC State. Louisville was ranked. Well, they were both ranked, but we both picked NC State, and NC State handled it very well. I'll let you say the last game because I just don't have the energy for it.
The Nebraska game versus Wisconsin, it's just it's tough for all you Husker fans out there. For anyone that supports Nebraska, you know how tough it's been through these last couple years. Really, since
we're suffering
since Frank Solich was let go, it has been kind of a revolving door with coaches and coordinators and who's playing quarterback and all of this.
What style of quarterback,
exactly.
what style of offense.
It's been really
we
hard.
don't have a defense.
Exactly. The defense has not been good, and so it's been rough. Now, there were a couple good years with Pelini, but for the most part, it wasn't the same feel that you're used to watching. And some people are saying, look, the 90s were a long time ago. The 80s and 70s were a long time ago. We understand that. But at the same time, good Nebraska football should always be a standard, and we haven't seen that. And so,
can I tell you what was not a long time ago?
What was not a long time ago?
The facilities were not a long time ago. Those are state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line facilities.
Right.
I know it's Nebraska, but you can recruit there because as soon as you walk in, you have tradition and history and national championships and Heisman Trophy winners and a facility with a, 30-foot wall of water that greets you when you walk in the door. It's like Jerryville North up there. There is no reason, I was referring to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
There is no reason that with the amount of facilities and resources that haven't changed since the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, or early 2000s.
Correct.
That hasn't changed. So that's really not the problem.
Yeah, no, it's not so much the facilities. It's just that the coaching and the athletic department up to this point. The athletic directors for Nebraska over the past couple of years have not been football centered. We had Tom Osborne kind of fill in the gap for us, which really helped. But the people that have taken over, when we had Steve Peterson, hired Bill Callahan, and now Sean Eichhorst, who hired Mike Riley. These guys have not done a good job of setting our football program up for success. Therefore, we have kind of been laid out to dry. And so right now, what needs to happen is Nebraska needs to hire an athletic director that understands the football program and the state of Nebraska. You don't need to be a fundraiser. The university will make money in its own way because people will line up to give the school money. So it's not about being a fundraiser. It's
like
about,
Peterson was.
Exactly. Who was the former AD at Pitt, who needed the money to fundraise and things like that. We don't need that for Nebraska. Nebraska needs someone that understands that the football program is the main priority. There are certain programs in this country that at the college level, the first thing that you think about is the football program.
Correct.
And that's Alabama, that's Nebraska, that's Miami, that's a lot of football programs, Texas A&M, etc. The first thing you think about is, wow, I can't wait to go watch a football game at that stadium. So
that is correct.
That's the number one thing that needs to happen. And then number two is to find a legitimate football coach. It doesn't matter to me if, it does matter what school that they came from, but I don't care if it's, someone that I don't care if they're an assistant coach from a good staff, but they need to understand winning and understanding a big-time program. And so those are the criteria for me when it comes to Nebraska.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah. It starts with the AD, which is why Eichhorst got fired, because like you said, Peterson was a fundraiser. You don't need that.
Right.
All you have to do is burp or pass gas and someone's writing you a check in Nebraska.
Right.
So we don't need a fundraiser. And then you got Eichhorst, who was terrified of the football team and the football program, and he just wanted a yes man, which is why he went and got, old Michael Riley.
Yeah.
Get an AD in there that understands athletics and understands football. And then second to that, exactly like what you said, you need a coach who has been winning. Yes. Mike Riley didn't even win in the Pac-12.
Correct.
How many Pac-12 championships did he play in?
Zero.
Oh, zero?
Exactly.
How many Pac-12 North titles did he have?
Yeah.
None. How many Heisman candidates did he have? None.
Right.
Well, he had good recruiting classes for what he was working with.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Don't get us anybody else mediocre and get out of the pros. Don't bring us somebody who doesn't understand college athletics.
Right.
We want a winning coach from a winning program in college who understands what it means to have to deal with boosters and kids' class schedules and their girlfriends.
And the state of Nebraska is a unique state because there are no pro teams in there.
That's exactly right.
The whole state is invested into that football program. So it's a pro team in and of itself. Therefore, you've got to understand the people that you're dealing with. And so you can't just bring in someone that says, oh, I'm not going to deal with a bunch of okie dokes. Yes, you do.
Yeah,
because those are the people that are paying your salary.
You're going to deal with farmers and old ladies who leave church early to come
Correct.
here.
It's got to be that type
and
of
I mean
person.
that with love. I love the people of Nebraska.
100%.
Those old ladies are faithful, strong, wonderful women who have helped build that program.
Correct.
And they deserve a coach who understands that.
Yes. And
all right.
We'll take the time of day.
Less miles.
Speaking of Nebraska, Kansas State right now is also not doing well. We're not playing well on the road. Our play calling has not provided us enough to feel like, hey, we can compete right now. It's really frustrating because we're Bill Snyder people.
We're
K-State, EMA. K-State gave me a great opportunity to play college football at the highest level.
And you did well.
But right now, I think as Coach Snyder has basically willed this team for the last couple years to make it to bowl games and play really hard and be competitive, we need to make sure that our boosters and our administration is trying to help him out for the future. We need to find a coach that can take over the reins for him, because this is starting to get a bit rough, and I don't want him to feel like all is lost if this season doesn't go well for him.
Right, like he's willing these teams
Literally
to win. And
willing.
it was his birthday Saturday.
Yes, exactly.
Now, in fairness, they played Texas tough.
They
It went
did.
into
It
overtime.
did go into overtime,
You know, it
yes.
wasn't like he's getting just whooped. But
Right.
you do K-State. Don't put yourself in Nebraska's
Correct.
position. You need to be looking towards the future now.
Yes.
While you still have Coach
And
there.
there will be, we've been talking about this a lot, there will be other teams looking for coaches. I do believe UCLA will
Yes,
be
they
looking
will be.
for it. If
Tennessee
Notre
is
Dame,
already trying to kick him out.
Tennessee is already looking. Notre Dame, if they don't finish strong, will be looking.
A&M's gonna be
if
out
they
trying
don't
to look
finish
for a
strong, they will
coach.
be looking. Nebraska will be looking. And so there will be big-time universities looking for
That
coaches.
you're competing with for the good coaches.
So K-State's got to be on the same hunt as well.
Well, hey, you guys, Mike Riley will be available.
No,
Okay.
no,
I'm not saying for us, not for K-State
don't
either.
do that.
I'm talking about A&M or
Don't do
Tennessee,
that.
anybody but us.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, I know we got to close up because it's starting to rain on us. We had
Yes.
two big surprises. Iowa State took down Oklahoma.
Yes.
Unranked Iowa State took down number 3 Oklahoma.
Yes.
And then Michigan State took down Michigan.
Yes.
Which of those were the bigger surprises?
It was Iowa State. It was Iowa State to
Hands
me.
down.
Michigan State has beaten Michigan before.
It's a rival. It's a
Michigan
gotcha
has
game.
not played well this year.
And it was
so,
raining.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's raining on us right now, so we got to say goodbye because the
Yes.
big drops are coming in.
The big drops are coming, and so it's October, and it's
Yes,
that time
cold
of year.
rain.
So we want to say we appreciate your time, folks. We'll see you again. Thanks for watching.